So next up, podcast listeners, significance to the passage of time. You're going to love this. So your Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, decided to speak about this issue. Not even sure what the issue is. But in the Washington Examiner, conservatives are poking fun at some repetitive comments Vice President Kamala Harris made regarding the significance of the passage of time. Harris repeated the phrase, the passage of time, at least 4 times within the span of a minute, seeming unable to move the conversation forward during remarks she made in Sunset, Louisiana last Monday. We were all doing a tour of the library here. Well, you know what, podcast listeners? Let's just play the clip and you tell me what you think. We have it, and here it is.
The governor and we were all doing a tour of the library here and talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
I think I just lost a lot of time listening to that.
What?
You know what that is, Kathy? That is the Vice President of the United States talking like she did when she was in a San Francisco coffee house, like smoking weed. It's
Something.
like, dude, man, the significance of the passage of time. And then she's got this audience and they're all like, man, yeah, let's get into that. The significance of the passage of time. Yeah, man. Here, take another toke. The significance of the passage of time.
In the life of children. But how do you end it with this? I mean, she is
why
passing time. I mean, maybe she is the passage of time.
Can you imagine her? Go ahead, Chris.
There was no significance to that passage of time.
Can you imagine her meeting with Putin?
Oh, she was a disaster in Poland.
President Putin.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the significance of the passage of time. I brought a bowl, custom made from San Francisco, California. Let's talk about that, and let's talk about, the Ukraine and the significance of the passage of time.
Maybe we can pass some time together.
And Putin would have just slap her in the face like Will Smith slapped Chris Tucker, It's
First,
get out of here.
First, he was take his shirt off and get on a horse.
This is too good. This is too rich. We have to play this again, podcast listeners. Here's the clip. Listen.
The governor and we were all doing a tour of the library here and talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
That is one vacuous Vice President of the United States.
Did
Just
she
vacuous.
lose? She must have completely lost her train of thought and she couldn't retrieve it. She kept thinking, it'll come back to me.
You know what it was?
And then she ended with children because it is all about the children. I mean, come on,
Kathy,
Mark.
you know what happened? The hamsters were on the wheel inside of her brain and they're like, all right.
The passage of time.
Yeah. And they're just they weren't going fast enough.
And then she was like, I'm not going to remember for the children.